Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a realistic motel in Minecraft step by step, block by block, for all of your city building needs. Now let me show you what this tutorial includes. We of course have the motel itself, which has not one, but 2 floors. We also have a small check-in building, including interior. And also a laundry room, including interior. I'll stop saying that. We also have an outdoor swimming pool. Heading inside the motel, we have 10 identical rooms. This is the bedroom. And this is the bathroom. Fun fact, I was hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. If you spotted me, leave a comment down below. The first person to get it right will have their comment pinned. Also, this does not count as finding me. I feel as though that I have to say that every time, but I really shouldn't have to. Also, leave a comment if you saw the secret sign and what was written on it. This is the amount of space required to make the build. I would highly recommend copying this grid into your world, and if you do, to find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count backwards, find the 10th block, and then count to the right and find the 5th block. That is where we start. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing a white concrete on the ground. Then place 4 smooth quartz block on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place another white concrete, and then 4 more smooth quartz block. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then extend the smooth quartz block to the right by 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then extend backwards by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then extend to the right by 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Then extend back by 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And now all we have to do is extend all the way across the back of the build. Try and roughly line up with where we very first started, which is over there. And then we can just connect all the way back to where we first started. And sometimes I like to just extend from the front, even though that lined up perfectly. Right, so now we have this very odd shape, and doing this will help us make a bit more sense of it. So we are going to take each one of the corner blocks dotted around the build, and we will extend them down by placing 3 smooth quartz block, 1, 2, 3, followed by a white concrete, and then 4 smooth quartz, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a white concrete, just like that. And we will do that wherever we have a corner. So 1, 2, 3, white concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, white concrete, just like that. And this will help us put the build into perspective. 1, 2, 3, white concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, white concrete. Then over here as well, 1, 2, 3, white concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, white concrete. One more now. 1, 2, 3, white concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, white concrete. And now, if we take a look at what we've made, okay, that is a little bit better. So now we are going to mark out where all of the motel rooms will be. And the first one that we are going to make is all the way over here. So to do this, we are going to place a row of 4 glass block extending right of this smooth quartz. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will then place a smooth quartz block. Then to the right will be a door, and underneath the door will be a brown wall. So we want to have this. We can then add another layer of glass on top of our glass, followed by 2 rows of smooth quartz, 1 and 2, then a row of white concrete, and then directly above this we can place 2 rows of glass block, just like this, and then to the right of this we want to extend both the white concrete and the glass, although the glass we want to place smooth quartz block to the right of, and then to the right here will be a door, so we can just place 1, 2 smooth quartz block here, and actually this wants to be a brown wall, and then we can place the oak door on top. It's a little bit confusing because it's like floating in the air, but this is what we want to have. And just so that this makes a little bit more sense, we can just connect the white concrete together just at the bottom here, and then we can place smooth quartz block all the way in between, just like this. The white concrete we can place across here, and then just more smooth quartz block, just like so. And then this makes a little bit more sense, I think, now that we're looking at it. It looked a little bit weird before, but trust me, that is absolutely perfect, guys. And now that we have done this, these are the entrances for 2 of the rooms. We now have 4 more to make on the front, and we are going to extend this smooth quartz block to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3, followed by 4 glass, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we will place a smooth quartz block, and to the right here we will have a door, so we're going to place a brown wall in the ground, oak door here. Then to the right of the door we want to place 2 smooth quartz block, 1, 2, extending right of the upper half, and then 4 glass, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you guys might know what's coming, another smooth quartz. Then to the right we will have a brown wall in the ground, which we can then place a door on top of. And do you know what? Let's place white concrete connecting the base together. Let's add another row of glass block on top of everything that we've made, and then let's place 2 rows of smooth quartz on top of that once we have just filled in all of those gaps. And I think that this will just be a little bit easier then. So this is what we want to have so far, and then it's basically the same as here. We can place a door above each one of the doors that we have placed previously. We can then place a row of white concrete in between them, so just all the way across, and then similarly we can place a smooth quartz block left of the doors, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 glass, and then just stick another row on top. So all of these rooms are identical, guys, and after that we can just fill these walls in with a smooth quartz block. All of these walls are identical, or all of the rooms, I should say, are identical, so once you have made one, I've just realised we have done a little bit of a goof. It's so easy to do. So where we have these doors, we want brown wool underneath them. Really, really easy mistake to make, but there we go. We have fixed that easily. So, nice. Next, we are just going to move all the way around to the back of the build, where we can make 4 more rooms. And once again, it's the exact same thing that we've been doing already, just in a different position. So, to begin, we will place a white concrete left of this one. Then we will remove this block in the ground, place a brown wall with an oak door on top, and then we will place a white concrete, stick a smooth quartz block on top of that, and then 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 glass extending left. We will then place 2 smooth quartz block, 1, 2. Then the door will be to the left of this, so we'll place a brown wall in the ground for the door to go on. Then a smooth quartz block left of the door, 4 glass, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's just place an entire row of white concrete across the bottom. Goes a little bit further across the back, doesn't it? And then we are going to place an additional row of glass on top of our glass. We will place a smooth quartz block both around the glass and 2 rows on top. We're just following the rows that we placed earlier. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but the white concrete and the smooth quartz block that we placed earlier, we're just matching all of this. It makes the walls really, really easy to make. So we can do all of that, I have made another error though, but once again it's easy to fix. So above each one of these doors we want to have another door, but this time we are going to preemptively add that brown wall, then the door, and then we can just add the white concrete just across the base. I'm just going to do this first. And then we can add the smooth quartz block left of the doors, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 glass, 1, 2, 3, 4 glass. Gonna stack that one row up, and then we're just gonna fill this entire wall in with smooth quartz. And you may be wondering, why don't we have more rooms on the back? There is so much room here. Well, that's because we can't. We already have rooms here that extend all the way to the back, and then these rooms here, of course, extend forwards, and those rooms there extend across to the right. It's like a little game of Tetris with this build. So now that we have done that, and we are on the back of the build, we are going to place a row of cyan concrete, leaving a gap of 2 left of these windows, so 1, 2, leave that gap, and then place cyan concrete along this back wall, extending all the way over to the left, leave a gap of 1 here, and extend the cyan concrete just all the way up to the top of this wall, all the way across to the right, and then all the way back down to where we first started. And then we are just going to completely fill this in with cyan concrete. The cyan concrete around the build serves no special purpose other than I kind of like the colour of it, and it just adds a nice colour to the motel. You could actually choose any colour that you like. So now that we have done this on the back of the build, we are just going to move around to the right side of the build now, and we are just going to connect all of these walls together. So just left to right, match the material, whether it is white concrete or whether it is smooth quartz block, whichever one it is, just stick it in between. Just like that. So now moving around to the front of the build once again, all the way over here on this left side, we are going to connect the wall together. So once again, I hate to repeat myself. I never do that, right guys? We're just going to join the white concrete, the smooth quartz block together, whichever it is, that's the one we're using. Now, as we are on the front of the build, I think that we should add the cyan concrete here as well. So, starting from this position, extending all the way up, and then right, leaving a gap of 1 from the end, we just want a big giant block of cyan concrete. I am trying to think what other colours would work, but honestly, I think literally any. Like, the motel is predominantly white, like any colour block would look good, so if you've got a favourite, do feel free to use it. Perfect. So next, we are just going to fill this entire left side in with, I'm not going to say it again, with white concrete and smooth quartz block. Whichever block is there, that's the one that we're going to fill in. I couldn't help myself. Now that we have filled each one of the, I was going to say 4 walls in, but I guess there's 6 of them. Now that we've filled all 6 walls in, we can now add the sign. So the sign is all the way over at the front right hand corner of the build, and on top of this block we want to place 1, 2 smooth quartz, just like this. And then left of that, we will place yellow concrete. And then left of that, 5 orange concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left of that, more yellow concrete. And then we will place a layer of smooth quartz block, which we will then place smooth quartz slab on top of, extending all the way across to the right. And now that we have done that, we are going to place a layer of smooth quartz stairs all the way along the top of the walls. However, when we hit the corners, we want to place a smooth quartz block. So, here, 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 and that should be it. So that's perfect. And then we are going to place upside down smooth quartz stairs on top of this, extending all the way around, except once again just in the corners we are going to place some smooth quartz block. Aren't smooth quartz stairs just so much fun? This is driving me crazy. Now, before we move on, we should make the other sign. Come all the way to this position, these 2 smooth quartz blocks left of this window. Follow them along onto the cyan concrete and find the 3rd row. 1, 2, 3. Here, place orange concrete, extend to the left 1 row, place yellow concrete, then place 4, 5 rows of orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then place smooth quartz block either side of the colourful concrete area, with smooth quartz slab underneath and smooth quartz slab on top, and that should just fit perfectly within the centre of the cyan concrete. Something is telling me that we should really work on the interior structure of the motel, and I'm gonna listen. So all the way over here on the right side of the motel, all the way down on the ground floor, we are going to place a row of white concrete that extends from here all the way back, just like this. And this is one of the motel rooms. We then want to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz block on top of this, then a white concrete, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz block on top of that. And then we can just extend each one of these blocks all the way to the back of the build. And roughly speaking, these are going to be the areas for the inside of the motel room. However, it doesn't tell the entire story, as once we have made this wall right here, let's drop all the way back down inside of the room, and we are going to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 brown wool in the ground, extending from this window just all the way back. Behind it, we will place a white concrete, which we will extend to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remove this block, place a quartz brick, dark oak door on top, white concrete to the right, and then we can place smooth quartz block just above and around the door, just like this, until we get up to the white concrete row, in which case we will place a row of white concrete. Then we will place rows of smooth quartz block. So as you can see, we are making kind of like 2 rooms at a time, the one on the ground level and the one above, and each room is split into 2, the living/sleeping area and then the bathroom behind. So we are just going to make all of the floors whilst we are in this position. The first room, the living room we'll call it, or the bedroom. It's kind of both, right? We are just going to have a brown wall as the floor. Then popping into the back here, we are going to remove all of this grass. And we will we will replace it with quartz bricks, just like this. So now that we have done that, we can make the ceiling. So the ceiling is made by placing smooth quartz directly above the window section. So we are literally just going to seal up the entire ground floor room. This is 1 row below the floor level. And it's a little bit trickier in this room, but it's basically just like right here. So it's a little bit trickier. It's not, right, actually. It's 1 row lower than you think it is. Or 1 row lower than I thought it was. Basically, in every room we have like a 1, 2, 3 rows of headspace, and then we have a row of smooth quartz for the ceiling. And what this basically allows, the entire purpose of this, is that we get our floors that we want in each one of the rooms, and we have a nice smooth quartz ceiling. So we are then able to move up to the next floor, and we have a nice foundation to just place our brown wool on top of, and we don't have to see this brown wool from the ground level. So it's just a nice little trick to have the floors and ceilings that you want. The door to the bathroom is parallel to the actual room door as well, so we can replace this with a quartz brick, stick a dark oak door here, and then we can just place quartz bricks for the bathroom floor. And there we go. That's perfect. And once again, so that we get the ceiling that we want, we leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, and then we just stick a layer of smooth quartz block for the ceilings in each one of the rooms, as the ceiling material and the roof material are different. On top of this, we will later just stack a layer of smooth stone, but this keeps all of the rooms nice and tidy, and those are 2 rooms just fully completed now. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing to follow, but it will get progressively easier as we do this a few more times. So next, we are going to move into this area, and directly to the right of this window here, we will place a row of white concrete that extends all the way to the back of the build, just like this. We will then place 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, of smooth quartz on top, a row of white concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of smooth quartz on top, and then we can just extend all of those along, and that will give us the area for the next 2 set of rooms. Perfect. And then all the way over at the front here, we can mark out the living/bedroom by placing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 brown wool in the ground here. Then we stick a white concrete, which we may as well just extend all the way over to the right, and then leave a gap of 1 from the end, and this is where the doorway will go. So we'll stick a quartz brick in here, dark oak door there, and then we can just remove and replace all of the floors, and then we can just head up to the next floor, I guess. Sometimes, like, I said the word floor/floors too many times in a short time period, and I think that it just short-circuited my brain. It didn't sound right for some reason. You know when you say something and you're like, hey, did that make sense? Probably not, but we're going to roll with it anyway. So we have our living room/bedroom separated from the bathroom. We will now place the row of 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz, white concrete on top, 4 more rows of smooth quartz, just like this. And then we will add the ceiling in here, which is directly above the windows. Just like that. And then I think it might actually be easier just to make this floor then. And then we can add the door here for the next floor here. And then we can just drop down, and then it just seems a little bit easier visually to place it. That might be the better way of doing it actually. So we can place the smooth quartz and then the quartz brick here. And I know that this is like a really tedious part of the build, but it does have to be done. So that's the floor for the 2 rooms. And then directly above the windows, we will once again just add the ceiling. And then once we've got all of the rooms taken care of, we will then add ultimately the roof section, which is smooth stone. But we do also just want to add a couple of things to it as well. That is perfect. So we are halfway done, ladies and gentlemen. So now, I guess it's a little bit tricky, but basically, we are going to come to the front of the motel now, and we are going to add a row of white concrete. We leave a gap of 1 left of the door here, and then we just have a row of white concrete just extending all the way across like this. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz block on top, white concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz block on top, and then we can just create this dividing wall. And you may have noticed that the space behind us is a little bit bigger than the rest of the motel, and we are going to add a bit of a false wall in here. So we don't want any of the rooms to be different, so we are just going to have to shrink that area a little bit, but that is okay. So first of all, we're just going to focus on this set of rooms right here. Once again, we dig 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, place the brown wall, row of white concrete behind, leave a gap for the door here, smooth, quartz brick, dark oak door on top, and then we can just build up the wall. So 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of smooth quartz just like this, extending all the way up, white concrete on top. Continue by placing the 4 more rows of smooth quartz. Perfect. And then we will refloor the bedroom. Might even shake it up this time a little bit, guys. So I'm going to refloor the bedroom, right? Then I'm going to add the ceiling. And then I'm going to refloor the bedroom for the floor above as well, just to do it a little bit different. There we go. And then we can have the brown wall directly on top of this. Then we can add the door opposite the actual door. Quartz brick here. Dark oak door. Drop down. And then we can just replace this floor. Then we have a row of 1, 2, 3, smooth quartz on top. And then quartz bricks. That actually felt a bit smoother. I think that might be the way to do it. That is absolutely perfect. And from here we can just add the ceiling. So 1, 2, 3, and then the smooth quartz ceiling. By the way, I should have pointed this out earlier, really. We're 3/4 of the way done, but you don't have to use smooth quartz or brown wool or quartz bricks for any of the floor/ceiling. Like, if you have a preferred colour palette, then I'd recommend using that instead. You can use any. It won't affect any of the other rooms. So that's perfect. So we are 3/4 done, basically, with the rooms. We've got them all laid out now. Now, we are just going to add an additional row of... Okay. We are going to add an additional row of white concrete extending right of this block here to smooth out this entire area. And then on top of this, we are going to stack the usual 4 rows of smooth quartz, white concrete, 4 rows of smooth quartz. You guys know this by now. I'm probably driving you guys crazy. So we do have kind of like this little random miscellaneous space here, and I did kind of consider using it as like a stockroom or a storeroom or something, but it's so small it almost seems pointless. Maybe we could though. So that gives us this area right here, and then as usual we can just add our dividing row of white concrete here, just extending just right of that window all the way to the back, and then we can build up this entire wall. I'm not gonna say the amounts of smooth quartz and white concrete again. I'm not gonna do it. I should have been counting those, but oh, one more. Okay, that's perfect. So now we can start in either one of these, it doesn't really matter. We place our row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Brown wall, white concrete behind, leave a gap for the door, quartz brick here, dark oak door here, and then we just build up this wall. All the way up to here, and then, just as I did previously, I think that the move, for me at the very least, is to replace all of the grass in the bedrooms with the brown wool, and then just hop up to the next room. So place that, add the ceiling. And then we can stick the brown wool on top. And then opposite the actual main entrance, we will have our dark oak door, and we can just place the ceiling here as well. Then we drop down into here, replace the floor. Then the ceiling. Then the floor. My left hand is going numb for some reason. I think it's been in the same position on the keyboard for too long. Then we have the smooth quartz. And that is perfect. And as you can see, we just have one set of rooms left to do. So, once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Brown wool here. White concrete across the back. Remove this block. Smooth quartz brick there. Dark oak door on top. 4 rows of... No, I'm not counting it. The smooth quartz on top. The undisclosed number, the white concrete, and then the other undisclosed number of smooth quartz on top of that. Just like this. And then, yeah, I'm just going to use the same method. And I think, you know what, guys? I'm going to be quiet because I don't think you need me to narrate the... Is this the 8th room? No. So, this motel has more rooms than 8, I think. I should know, I built this thing. I don't even know how many rooms we have. I think there's 10. Yeah, there's 10 rooms, right? I don't even know. Somebody help me out. What's 6 plus 4? I'm joking, it is 10. Then we can just drop down here into the bathrooms. And there we go. Look at that, guys. There's actually not much to look at, is there? But that is a visual representation of what we've just done, and future you will thank you for getting that out of the way now. So next, we are going to place a layer of smooth stone directly above the smooth quartz that we've just placed. So the smooth stone is just one row lower than the upside down smooth quartz stairs that we placed all the way along the walls, is a better way to put that. I guess you could drop it one row lower though, like it wouldn't really matter because you wouldn't see it from inside of the rooms, but... Also, if you're the type of guy like myself to not really like seeing the back of that sign, you may want to cover it with something. I'm trying my best to resist the urge to just stick another layer of smooth quartz behind it, because I think it will kind of like ruin the shape of the sign from the side, but it's a very strong urge that I'm getting to replace that. Now, finally, on the roof, we do just want to add 2 aircon units. So all the way back here in the back right-hand corner of the build, we'll extend inwards diagonally by 1 and place a row of 1, 2 cyan terracotta in this position, which we will extend to the left by 3. 1, 2, 3. Fill these in. Add another row on top. And then we will add a ring of rails on both the left and right side, just like this. And we want to do a similar thing all the way over here in this back corner, except we want to have it extending forwards. So, extend inwards diagonally, 1, 2, extend forwards, 1, 2, 3, just like this, with both rows. Add a row on top, and then just 2 rings of rails, just like this. And that's pretty much all there is to it. If you did want to add another one, I do think there would be a little bit of overkill, but we could try it. I didn't do this in the original, so we'd place it here, right? It'd be the exact same dimensions as the others. It'd be a little bit more visible, I think, because it's towards the front of the build. And I guess it does kind of make sense, right? Because we do have kind of like 3 sets of rooms. Maybe there should even be like 1 there as well, but I don't like the idea of doing that. And it's semi-visible, especially if you're ever so slightly elevated, and I do like the fact that there is something up there, so we will leave the 3 of them. Right. Now, you may be wondering to yourself, how exactly do we get up to that second set of rooms? And the answer that I have for you is stairs. So, to begin, we are going to place a row of 1, 2 smooth stone in this position. And we will extend that row of smooth stone all the way to this wall of the motel. And then we will extend those back 2 rows of smooth stone all the way across to the right. We will overhang the right side of the motel by 2 rows. We will then drop all the way down to the floor here. We will remove a 2x2 square in the ground and replace this with smooth stone. And then behind this, we will place rows of smooth quartz stairs extending upwards until we line up with the smooth stone. We will back these smooth quartz stairs with upside down stairs. We will join them to the smooth stone. We will then place cyan concrete along the side of the stairs and the smooth stone, and we will simply just extend all the way around just like this, so connecting all the way back to the building. You could even shorten that row. No. We will then place glass pane. That would have looked weird. We will then place glass pane on top of the cyan concrete, and then there you have an answer to a question that you probably never even asked, which is how do we get up to those first floor rooms? And there you go. And another question that you probably didn't ask is, what about the back of the motel? Well, it's a very similar deal here. So we are going to start off by placing 1, 2 smooth stone in this position, and we will extend all the way over to the left. We will leave a gap of 2 from the edge, and then we will just place another row of smooth stone, just like this. We will then place smooth quartz stair in front of these end 2 smooth stone, and we will place upside down, and then regular smooth quartz stair extended just all the way down to the ground, exactly how a staircase might. That is not how a staircase would extend, but we can then do that. And then we can add cyan concrete to the sides of these stairs, all the way up to here. And then the same on the opposite side, just like this. And then across the front of the smooth stone, extend to this wall, and then we can place glass pane all the way around the cyan concrete. And I did forget a minor detail on the front of the build, and I don't know why I find it minorly annoying when I forget a detail that would have been more convenient to add earlier, but I just straight up didn't remember. But regardless, that is the staircase for the back set of motel rooms. So now that we have done that, we are just going to add what I forgot. On the front of the build, we want to place a row of 1, 2, 3 cyan concrete here in this position so that it lines up with the edge of our staircase. And we just want to extend the cyan concrete just all the way over to the left. So it will look like this, and I think that that is just much improved. It adds a nice little pop of colour where there really wasn't too much of it except for the glaring orange and yellow, but we'll forget about that. Next, let's make the pool. So to make the pool, this is going to seem a little bit weird, but trust me, it will make sense. We want to come all the way over to this window, specifically this block, follow it down to the ground, remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, replace the first 3 with smooth stone, and then the last 2 with oak planks. Then remove 6 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, replace those with smooth quartz stairs, preferably placed the right way. Then dig to the right of that last row of smooth quartz stairs, line up with the corner of the motel, and then dig and connect all the way back to where we first started, and then just connect these stairs together in a rectangular shape like this. I told you it'd make sense in the end. We can then remove all of this grass inside of the pool, because it wouldn't make a very good pool if it was just filled with grass. And then we're actually going to make quite a shallow pool, to be honest. This is going to be the bottom, so I'm removing this dirt here, and then I'm just going to stick some white concrete in here. And not only do I think it kind of looks cool, I also don't feel like digging down another row. So we are just going to place white concrete Then we are going to place iron bars in this position, in this corner, and extend back like this, leave a gap, and then do the same so we can climb in and out of this incredibly shallow pool. Then we are going to fill the pool with water. This does involve water logging the stairs. As a matter of fact, well, there you go, that happened quickly, didn't it? I guess it's a small pool. So now that we have done that, we are going to have, so as you may have noticed, we have 2 rows of oak planks on the back of the pool. We want to dig 2 rows to the left of the pool and replace those with oak planks. We dig 4 rows in front, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will have 4 rows of oak planks. And then on the right, we just want another 2, so 1, 2, just like this. So what we can then basically do is just dig all the way around the edge of where the oak planks extend out to. That makes sense, right? And then that will give us the area around our pool. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we can just fill that in. Again, sometimes I say words or sentences, and I'm like, that... What? Does anybody else relate to that? Hopefully so. So we're just going to place oak planks just like this, and then we're just going to remove all of the grass in between. And then we will replace that with oak planks. And then around this, we are going to... I don't know whether it will look better or not. So after we fill this in with oak planks, we'll talk about it, I guess. No, we're going to do it now. So I kind of was considering adding some glass pane around the edge of the pool where they would border the rooms. So, like, basically where the last row of smooth stone is. Like, I was wondering if... we can just steal it from here. I was wondering if this would look good. Just like all the way around the edge. And if we were to indeed do this... So, like, just basically from the perimeter of the pool, I do think that that looks quite good, but then bordering that would be smooth stone, so we can just roughly remove around the edge here. So just connecting to the rooms underneath the glass that has now made it more difficult to remove the blocks. Wish I would have done this after. Basically, the question is, like, do we place something underneath the smooth stone or nah? Like... do we stick maybe some white concrete? Or does that stick out too much? Would it be better just to have smooth stone? Does it matter? Why am I thinking about this so hard? I don't even know. But let's place some smooth stone in here, and maybe we can just use Axiom to see which one would be better, so that I don't have to make you guys suffer through both versions. So... I do think that that's actually quite... I think I already know the answer to this. I think that the white concrete underneath the glass does look a little bit better, but just for the sake of taking a look, we'll just focus on this back row. That, so the left side to the right side, I think that the white concrete looks miles better, so we'll just undo that, and there we go, that looks great. So now, we're just going to have some lounging chairs, even though it's not a beach, I just feel compelled to add these. Basically, so we'll leave a gap of 1 from the edge of the pool here, and extend outwards diagonally, place a smooth quartz slab, smooth quartz stair behind it, leave a gap, scaffolding, gap, stair, slab in front, then we'll leave a gap of 2, 1, 2, and then we'll have a smooth quartz stair, slab in front, gap of 1, scaffolding, gap of 1, smooth quartz stair, slab in front, and then we just have a bunch of lounging chairs. Maybe this is in a more tropical environment where it would make sense to have these. You probably wouldn't want these in England right now with the weather. You'd be freezing to death. Next, we are going to add some car parking spaces for the motel. So starting here, we will place 1, 2, 3 yellow carpet. Then we will dig to the right, place a smooth quartz block, and then 3 more, 1, 2, 3 yellow carpet. We will then dig a row of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and place smooth stone. And then on the opposite side, 1, 2, 3 yellow carpet, remove this block, place a smooth quartz, and then 1, 2, 3 yellow carpet. And then we can just remove all of the blocks from in front of this, and... if you haven't made the grid, actually that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, but then we can extend the smooth blocks all the way forwards, so the smooth quartz and the smooth stone, And then we can just fill the rest of these areas in with cyan terracotta, and these will just form 4 car parking spaces, where technically we would need 6 at the very least, unless people arrived on foot, which would be a little bit strange. So if you do care about things like realism, then perhaps you might want to make another set of spaces just behind this, but I'm not going to do that. Next, we are going to remove the remaining grass and grid from outside the pool and just kind of like generally towards the back of the build. So it's quite safe to remove all of these blocks to about here. I mean, maybe we shouldn't really go beyond this back wall, but I can tell you that like 2 there's fine. So we're going to remove those, and we are going to replace pretty much just all of these with smooth stone. And we're going to do a similar thing over here on the left. So, okay. So to the left here, right, is a check-in building. But I'm very tempted just to, like, the check-in building doesn't have a smooth stone floor. It uses brown wall. But I'm tempted just to nuke this entire area and then just replace it after. So, all I'm gonna suggest is that you dig all the way to here. Just leave a gap of 2 from the end of this grid, and then just dig all the way to the front wall of this building and replace all of this with smooth stone. The only reason that we haven't dug here is because there will be some leaves on top of that row that's like just the grass row that hugs the grid. There's going to be some leaves, and I don't like how smooth stone looks underneath leaves. Otherwise I would have just nuked that area too. But we are just going to replace all of this with smooth stone, just like so, and then we'll suffer the consequences after, because it's just easier to do that. So there we go. Let's take a little look. That's looking very clean right now. Next, we are going to make the very small check-in building, which is located all the way over here. So all we do is leave a gap of 1 from in front of the cyan concrete, and then place a row of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, white concrete, extending forwards like this. We then extend this block to the right by 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We then dig to the right of this block, this way, place a brown wool in here, stick an oak door on top, and then place 1, 2, 3, 4 white concrete extending right, and then just all the way back. And then I am just going to replace all of the smooth stone here with brown wool, which I guess is a little bit of a waste of time, but honestly, that's fine. Did that just rhyme? Okay. Next, we are going to place a smooth quartz block either side of the door, 2 glass to the right, stack another row on top, and then we're just going to place 2 rows of smooth quartz block on top of the white concrete, extending all the way around. Across the top of the door, joining all the way back. We will then place cyan concrete for the roof. This just extends all the way across the top. And we will extend 1 row forwards, just like this. Then we will leave a gap of 2 from in front of this white concrete, so 1, 2, and we will place 1, 2 spruce stairs, just like this, with flipped up spruce trapdoors either side. We will then place another one of these against the cyan concrete, so spruce stairs with flipped up spruce trapdoors either side. We will leave a gap of 1 from in between these, and then place oak leaves, just like this. And there is the very small check-in building. And you know what? Whilst we're here, why don't we actually make the inside of the check-in building? So, to begin, I've noticed that we really should have cyan concrete, but that's fine. In this back corner, we will place 2 stripped spruce wood, like this, with a brewing stand on top of one block and a flower pot on top of the other. To the right of this, we will stack a row of 2x2 bookshelves. We will then leave a gap of 1 in front of this, and then place a row of cyan concrete that I forgot to grab. Then, we will place a smooth quartz stair in this position, lantern here, heavy weighted pressure plate here, barrier here, painting in front of said barrier. Then we will place an item frame on here with a tripwire hook inside of the item frame to look like a key. Side note, if somewhere, wherever that might be, I don't know, it's completely up to you. Like, if you want to stock more keys, air quotes over the word key, then you can, like, to the left and right, maybe like up here, for example. Like, if you wanted to just stack them somewhere, then you certainly could. You would need, of course, like 10 in total if we are, you know, if we're being accurate, which you don't have to be. But regardless, once you've figured out what you're doing in regards to that, we will place a scaffolding here, spruce stair here, and then optionally a little painting above the scaffolding, which I don't think looks too bad. That's it, just a really simple little building. Now that we have made our very small check-in, we are going to head all the way to the back of the build and make a laundrette. So, come all the way to this cyan concrete here. Counting backwards from that concrete, we want to find the fourth block. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place a white concrete, and then extend to the left towards the back of the build by 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Extend forwards by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place 2 glass block to the right. 1, 2. Then a white concrete. Place a glass pane. Leave a gap. 2 glass. 1, 2. Place a white concrete. And then 2 glass. 1, 2. White concrete. And then just connect to the back of the build. Like this. Then we will place a row of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz block on top of the white concrete. This includes these ones as well. Maybe not actually. That might have been a bit of a mistake, but it's fine. Then on top of the glass blocks, place 2 more rows of glass. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Same for the glass pane. The other glass blocks as well. Then place a row of smooth quartz block across the top of the glass. Yeah, these 2 were mistakes. Then we will place 2 rows of light blue concrete on top of the smooth quartz here. So like 1, 2, just like this. Sandwiched in between the left and right walls. We will then place a row of smooth quartz block just in front of and below the light blue concrete. Then stick smooth quartz slabs just all the way around the edge of these walls, just like this. And that will give us that. We are now just going to remove the floor inside of here because I don't know why, it just seems like a good time to. And underneath the windows, I'm going to place... Well, let's go with smooth quartz underneath the actual windows, and then we will just continue to remove the rest of the grass. And then we will place a mixed checkered pattern of diorite and... What is it? Polished diorite and polished deep slate. I always forget the name of the deep slate block for some reason. I don't know why. I use it quite a lot as well, which is even more worrying that I forget it. And it just makes this really... I find this pattern so satisfying to look at. I really love how this looks. That is absolutely perfect. That looks fantastic. So now that we have done that, we should probably seal up the inside of this now that I think about it. So we're just going to place a row of smooth quartz block just directly above the windows just to seal all of this up. And then I reckon on top of that, we may then, I've just got to steal it from over here, we'll just stick some smooth stone. So pretty much like the same sort of thing that we've done for all of the other ceilings. I think that we'll just go for that. Ceiling / roofs, I should say. And there we go. That looks fantastic. And we are just going to place some leaves as well, just in front of the windows. You don't have to do this, but I think that it just looks kind of nice just to add a little bit more colour to it, especially when it's going to be devoid of such a little bit later on. And just whilst we're out here, we are going to add some benches. So we'll leave a gap of 1 from this leaf here, and we'll place 2 spruce stairs, which we will flip spruce trapdoors left and right of. We will then leave a gap of 1 and place a cauldron. And then all the way over here on this opposite side, we will do the same. We'll leave a gap of 1 from the leaf, and then we'll place 1, 2 spruce stairs with spruce trapdoors flipped up either side. We will then leave a gap of 1 and place 1, 2 polished black stone wall here, beacon on top, and then I learned recently you can just place a pressure plate on the block that you are standing on, or at the very least a beacon, so do that. And then I think next, let's make the inside of the laundrette. So head inside and come all the way over to the back right corner. And in this corner, we will place a light grey concrete, leave a gap, and then another above. We will then place a 1x1 painting here, rail here, stone button here, and then a pale oak sign here. And I'm having a bunch of dashes for the first line, ATM in capitals for the second line, and then dashes underneath. And just in case you guys might not know, this is meant to be a simple ATM or cash machine. We will then leave a gap of 1 from that and place 2 quartz stairs here, and equally so the same on the back as well. And then we will leave, it's not even a gap, we basically want to flip up spruce trapdoors in front of these stairs and on this side too, and then we just want to join them together to make a table. We'll stick some item frames here and some red candles here. Then a light blue candle or 2. I think one's actually quite nice next to the red candles. And then another item frame on the ground. And I'm going to stick just different clothing implements in the item frames. Just like this. And then along this back wall, we'll leave a gap of 1. And then we will place a block of iron. Next to it, a white concrete. And then another iron. Maybe we'll even add another as well, actually. Yeah, there's enough room, so we'll do that. And then on top of these, we will stack the opposite blocks. So iron on top of the white concrete on top of the iron. Then we will place some pressure plates on top of these iron blocks and heavy weighted pressure plates on top of the white concrete blocks. Next, we will place a mangrove plank on this wall with an acacia slab to the left of it. We want to flip up oak trapdoors all the way around these 2 blocks and stick a warped pressure plate on top. Then on the walls, I'm thinking just a 1x2 painting here and the same on the opposite side here. And this is looking pretty good. We need a light as well. So the light, we can't really center, I guess it's centered here. So we can stick a lantern above either here or maybe here. That might be better. And then a warped sign, or warped signs, I should say plural, all the way around the lantern, just like this. And this is a very cozy laundrette. Now we are missing some banners, but we're going to make all of the banners en masse a little bit later on. Next, let's make the rear car park. So to begin, we are going to left of this staircase here, leave a gap and then place a yellow carpet, which we will extend this way by 2. 1, 2. We will then dig 4 rows to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Replace these with cyan terracotta, and then dig 3 more rows to the left. 1, 2, 3. Replace those with grey concrete. Dig 4 more rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Place cyan terracotta in there, and then a yellow carpet on the end. We will then place 2 yellow carpet extending this way. Dig next to the yellow carpet. Place a smooth quartz and then place 3 more. 1, 2, 3 yellow carpet. We will then extend the smooth quartz block to the right by 4. So literally dig and remove 4 rows, place smooth quartz in there. And then on the opposite side here, we want to do the exact same thing. So we dig 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows here, place smooth quartz in, place a row of 1, 2, 3 yellow carpet on the side, and that will give us this. So this is just a little mini car park. We can remove all of the grass from in between these blocks. Then we can extend the grey concrete this way. And then we can fill the remaining rows in with cyan terracotta. Then we want to dig and remove 7 rows from in front of, well, I guess everything that we've just made. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we want to dig all the way to the outside here. And we just want to remove those just 7 entire rows really. So just like this. And we are going to replace this with grey concrete. So this is going to be like the road in and out from the back portion of the motel. So if you want to use a different material, originally I did just make this all the same material, by the way, like the car parking spaces and the road in, like I did just originally have cyan terracotta, but there was something about it, it just didn't look quite right, to be honest. So if you wanted to, you could even have like the area in between the car parking spaces, you could replace that with cyan terracotta. You can, you know, mess about with it a little bit, see what you think, chop and change it around, but it is up to you. You could even add more spaces, by the way. You could add like 1, 2, 3, another set of spaces here as well. Like there is just enough room if you did want to add some more, and then that way there would actually be enough spaces included with the ones at the front as well, but I quite like it a little bit more open like this. So now that we have done that, ladies and gentlemen, the next part of this is going to be for us to place a row of 2 terracotta just along the entire back of the grid. So this is going to be a wall that just extends all the way across the back. Just like this, it ends here. We are then going to have a row of leaves, and I'm just going to stick a leaf on the... It doesn't work. Okay, we'll replace it with grass. So we're going to place leaves along the back of this wall. I had to replace the white concrete. It just looks weird, like white concrete underneath the leaves. So just had to grab grass just all the way here. That looks perfect. We also want to have a wall here, but I'm thinking that we can have like 1, 2 smooth stone like this, and then we can have a terracotta wall that just extends all the way to the front of the build, and equally so at the front, we will also just have a row of 2 smooth stone. So we have like a path in and out of the motel, just like wherever we do have entrances / exits. So we'll just have a gap or 2 here, and we'll replace these with smooth stone. And then we will have leaves on top of the grass just like this, extending all the way back. Like so. And then what that does, ladies and gentlemen, is it just gives us a big giant patch of grass, which we are now able to remove and replace with smooth stone. So any remaining grass that we do have around the build, we are literally just going to replace it with smooth stone. But I am, of course, just going to remove the grass first before I start doing any stone placing. It's times like this that I sometimes wish I just made the entire floor before anything else, because it'd just be a bit easier. But now that we've replaced all of the, or rather, now that we have removed all of the grass, we are going to start replacing it all with smooth stone. So I'm going to try and do it semi-logically so that I don't leave any patches, because you know what? Sometimes I have been known to forget to fill some parts of a build in, so I think that we'll just kind of take it like one section at a time, and then that way nothing gets forgotten about. This is a professional establishment, ladies and gentlemen. We do not just have holes in the floor. This is a 5-star motel. 6, actually. There we go, and then we can just fill along here. Oh, something else as well. So, like, I did experiment with, like, flower boxes underneath the windows, adding some more plants, cluttering the place up a little bit, adding more bins, more detail in general. But I do have to say, oddly enough, the more detail I added, the less I liked the motel. I thought, so I've kind of like stripped it back to be like as basic as I possibly could. Like, there used to be more cyan concrete, more details, more just stuff dotted about, but it just ended up looking a little bit ridiculous in my opinion. So there is plenty of customization to be had if you would like that, but I did just kind of settle on this, and that I believe is all of the landscaping complete now. Next, we are going to add a light that I forgot to place earlier. So on the corner of the pool here, we will place 1, 2 polished blackstone wall with a beacon on top, and then a polished blackstone pressure plate on top of that. We also have to add, now these are optional, but I do think that they do improve the build. Along this wall here, probably the third block in, I'd say like 1, 2, 3. Here, we will place a row of polished blackstone wall that extends up to be ever so slightly half a row higher than these slabs here. And then we'll place 2 orange concrete on top, which we will extend to the left by 2 and to the right by 2. And then we will add yellow concrete just on the ends. And we are going to place a motel sign. Or rather, that is the sign, but we will place the lettering after. And Is this overkill to do the same on the back? So I'd probably line up with here, like the glass of the staircase, and then I'd do the same. Like it would be the same height as the front one. I think that's about right. And then we place the 1, 2 orange concrete on top, extend left and right 2 rows, and then we place the yellow concrete on the ends. And there we go. That's fantastic. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we can no longer avoid it, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the point in the tutorial where we have to make the banners. So throw down loom, open it up, place an orange banner in there with white dye. We're first of all going to write out the word motel. So M, inverted chevron pattern, put orange dye in, apply the chief indented pattern, white dye back in, pale dexter, pale sinister. Next is O. This is pale dexter, chief, base, pale sinister. Next is T. This is the chief pattern and then pale pattern. Next is E. This is chief, fess, base, and pale dexter. Next is L. This is pale dexter and then base. So we have the motel banner, but we also have to write the words check-in. So first we have to make C. This is chief, base, and then pale dexter. Next is H. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, fess. We don't need to make E again, nor C again. So K is pale dexter, bend sinister, and bend. Next is I, which is just the pale pattern. And then lastly is N. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, and then bend. So that doesn't really look like check-in, but I promise it is. However, we also have to write out the word laundrette. This uses a set of white banners with black dye. The first letter we must make is L. This is the pale dexter pattern, followed by the base pattern. Next is A. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, chief, and then fess. Next is U, this is pale dexter, pale sinister, base. Next is N, this is pale dexter, pale sinister, bend. Next is D, this is pale sinister, put white dye in, apply the lozenge pattern, black dye back in, and then apply pale dexter, chief, and then base. Next is R, this is pale dexter, chief, and then bend. Next is E, this is pale dexter, chief, fess, and then base. Next is T, this is simply chief, and then pale. And then I do believe that those are the only letters we need for Laundrette. So we also have to make a mirror banner, which is a light blue banner with white dye. We apply the bend pattern and then a gradient pattern. We put black dye in there and apply the bourgeois pattern. We also have to make a washing machine / tumble dryer banner. It's like a 2-in-1. So it's very similar to the mirror. We place a light blue banner in there with white dye. We apply the bend pattern, a gradient pattern. Then we put light grey dye in. We apply fess, bourgeois, white dye back in. Then we apply, which way round is better? Then we apply fess and then bourgeois again. And that will give us the effect that we're looking for. And that may be the most banners that I have ever made in one go in a tutorial. But now that we have them, we can apply our motel banners to this area here. So just the orange concrete area, M-O-T-E-L. And we can do the same thing over here as well. So M-O-T-E-L to this side and the opposite side as well. And we can do the exact same thing at the back. So M-O-T-E-L and M-O-T-E-L. And then heading all the way over to this area, we want to write out the words check-in. So C-H-E-C-K space I-N to this area. And that is absolutely perfect. I love how this looks, by the way. This is like 100% done, unless you do want to add some like cars and some periphery around the pool. But otherwise, now moving all the way to the back of the build, we first of all want to write out the word Laundrette across our light blue concrete here. So L-A-U-N-D-R-E-T-T-E. Just like that. Perfect. And then just moving inside, we can apply the washing machine / tumble dryer banners to the, well, washing machine and tumble dryers. Now, I couldn't think of a better banner to make than this. I think it looks pretty close. I don't think it looks too bad at all, but if you can make a better one, you have at it. Now, we won't actually need any of those banners again, but we are just going to stick the mirror banner into storage. So if you do just want to clear those from your inventory and then just re-grab the mirror banner and then just chuck it in there out of the way, we will be using that later. Guys, I can't believe that I forgot about this. We have another banner to make. We are going to make a curtain banner, and to do that we will crack open our loom, place an orange banner in there with white dye and apply the pally pattern. And that's it. Luckily, it's a very simple banner to make, but I forgot about it, and I feel pretty stupid right now. But that sense of stupidity is overridden by the fact that we have officially completed the entire outside of the build. So it is now time for us to head inside and work on the interior. First of all, I will show you how to make the entire motel room, top to bottom, the bedroom, and the bathroom, and then I'll actually build the motel rooms in the way that I want to, which involves just going from room to room with a single set of materials so that I don't have to keep swapping them and drive myself a little bit crazy. First of all, let's place our brand new fresh curtain banners on the left and right side of our window. Then, along this wall, we will leave a gap of 1 and place a stripped spruce wood. And then 2 light blue wool, another stripped spruce wood. Then we will extend the light blue wool 2 rows forwards, place white carpet at the top here, stone button here, end rod here, pale oak slab above it. On the right side, stone button here, flower pot here. We will then make a small table in this corner by placing a spruce trapdoor, 2 this way, and then flip another one up this way. We will then place a heavy weighted pressure plate here on the table, and then we want to have a 1x1 painting above it. And then left or right in front of the table, probably here makes the most sense. I can't believe that I did that. We will place a spruce stair with spruce signs either side. Maybe we'll save the pressure plates for last in the future. Perfect. So now we are going to place a flower pot here in this corner next to the door. We will then place an armor stand next to the pot, leave a gap, place 2 stripped spruce wood with spruce signs in front, 2 end rods stacked up in this corner with a grey glazed terracotta on top. We will then place 2 black concrete here at the top of the wall, painting in front of the black concrete, throwing stand here, item frame here, black banner here, and we also want to have a painting above the bed. And this is the bedroom. I think that this is the perfect level of detail. I wouldn't add any more or less. Next, we are going to head into the bathroom. And in here, we will begin by placing an upside down smooth quartz stair in this position with a spruce trapdoor on top. Left of it, a flower pot. Then left of that, a smooth quartz stair, which we will extend forwards by 1, 2. And then curve it around to the right like this. We will then place an end rod here with an iron trapdoor underneath, and then 2 rows of glass pane along the edge of the bath. We will then remove the blocks around this, and we place brown concrete powder, like so. Then on this wall, we can stick an orange banner, or maybe even a tripwire hook, or both, kind of like this. Then we will place a painting on the wall in this position. That's the only 1x2 painting I don't like. Okay, there we go, in this position. Then, in this corner, a brown glazed terracotta with 2 oak leaves on top, 3 white concrete here to fill in this gap, item frame here, mirror banner here, lantern here, couple of candles here, and this is the bathroom. Nice and cheerful, and that is the entire motel room, both rooms complete. So that is how you make every single one of the motel rooms. They are all identical. You can literally just start right back at the beginning there, and you can copy that 9 more times, and that's great. However, what I would prefer to do is take this single hotbar's worth of materials and head into each and every room and make as much of the room as I can with the single hotbar's worth of materials. I just find it a little bit easier mentally to do this, especially since we're making the same thing over and over and over again. Sometimes it can get a bit annoying just swapping out the materials constantly. So however you want to do it is completely valid, but we've already done one room. Like it's a pretty speedy practice doing it this way. And I just think that like it's just a little bit easier with muscle memory as well. Like at a certain point, you're not even thinking about what you're doing. You kind of just get into like a zone, and it gets really, really easy. Now, unfortunately, you know, sometimes we do kind of like forget things, especially if we're not sticking to the same order. But yeah, that's the way that I'm going to do it, and I'm going to kind of like do it systematically, like all of the ground floor rooms in one go on one side of the motel, and then the upper floor rooms, and then I will do the same for the back as well. So I'm going to stop talking because there's not really anything too much to say, ladies and gentlemen, but I will show the process of me doing all of this. But rest assured, I am doing literally the exact same thing that we did together already. So oh, and of course, like once I have exhausted this hotbar's worth of materials, like we can't make the whole thing with just this hotbar, of course, but once we've done this with one set of materials, we'll swap over onto another set, and then we'll repeat the same process just over and over and over again. And we'll try our best not to forget anything, even though I thought that I forgot the curtains in one of the rooms, but I did not. And you know what? If there are mistakes in any of the rooms, I'm going to blame the motel staff. Maybe they didn't tidy up properly, or, maybe they didn't furnish the rooms properly. We're just going to have to hire a staff first for that to make sense. See, and just like that, all of that is done on the front, so now we can just head to the back and do the same. So I'll start here. Maybe some of these curtains would be in different positions. I have often thought about, though, with like motels, hotels, builds like this in general. Like, some of these rooms that are meant to be the same, there would be small differences. Like, especially if somebody was actually occupying these rooms, like, some of the, like, curtains would or would not be drawn. They would be in different places. Like, pots and whatever else, like lamps, would be moved about, and so even if, basically what I think I'm saying, I'm giving myself an excuse, like, if every room isn't identical, then it doesn't really matter, because if anything, it just makes it more realistic. Right? I think so. That's not cope. Right, there we go. And then just this one. Right, that should be the last one. Now, instead of heading all the way back to the beginning, I am just going to grab the next set. So these are the next set of materials, and we are once again going to do literally the exact same thing. Go as absolutely far as we possibly can with the materials that we have. And it will get to a point where it's just kind of like second nature placing all of these. So I did actually make a small oops, and that's it, by the way, just with all of those. I did make a small oops in that I could have utilized the end rods from the previous set of materials to make partially the lamp in the corner. And that was going to be very sad because I thought that we're just missing the paintings, or so I thought, in the rooms. To be able to make the whole room, but we're actually missing the black concrete as well. So the very small mistake that I made, that I thought made this very inefficient, it actually didn't amount to anything. And I'm just rambling on. It probably doesn't even make sense to you, but trust me when I tell you, I thought I did an oops, but it turns out it's not that big. How many rooms have I done? That happened very quickly, so those... I love the fact that we can see just through the windows directly into here. We don't have to double checking doesn't take too long. Whereas I did a similar thing with recently with my modern hotel / resort. And if I made a mistake there, it was a very lengthy process to check my work. So, and that's the entire, just making sure, because I'm paranoid, that is all of the rooms here on the back. Let's head all the way to the front. For the modern resort hotel, I had to literally go all the way into the rooms, and it was a bit of a hassle, but 100% worth it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that tutorial or not. It's probably now my favorite tutorial on my entire channel. It's well over 3.5 hours to make it, start to finish, but that is actual real time as well. Just like with this motel, this is going to be a long tutorial on the channel, but Like, the amount of time advertised is the amount of time that it takes, which I think is good to wait. What? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, but that's the actual made room. Okay, so I was so confused then, but that's like the full room from the very start. So that's what I'm trying to do with my tutorials recently, which is like if a video is 2 hours long, then that is how long it takes from start to finish, block by block, me and you. That is how long it takes to make the thing. Which, in the past, I have, like, cut parts of the video out that I thought might be boring to watch, like, speed things up, and, you know, like, I'm not keeping it secret or anything in the tutorial, but, in the past, cutting it out. But I think that it's better that we suffer through these things together. So, I think it also is good for the actual, like, tutorial in the, like, you guys know exactly what to suspect. If you see a 2 hour long video, like, oh, it's... you know, oh god, it's going to take 2 hours to make it, but that's all it takes. Like, you know exactly what you're getting into, as opposed to starting a video that you think is only like 10 minutes or whatever, but it actually takes you 2 hours. So, there we go. We have exhausted yet another hotbar's worth of materials, which means it is now time to move on to our third hotbar, and these are all of the materials that we will be using for this phase. So, step 1, we place black concrete above here with a painting in front of it, painting here above the bed, single painting above the desk here, and then, uniquely, we can now head into the bathroom and place the plant pot in the corner, white concrete across here, item frame here, mirror banner here, candles here, lantern here, and then another painting here on this wall. I do not like that painting, but we are going to keep it. And there we go. That's as far as we can get with that set of materials, which means we are going to head all the way into all of the other rooms. And I'm hoping that, even though we are like swapping between the bedroom and the bathroom, I'm hoping that that doesn't decrease the accuracy here, meaning I'm hoping that I don't forget anything. In an ideal world, like, I'd be able to, like, keep everything to, like, one room and then make another room, like, all in its entirety, but it's just so inefficient to not do this, so... whilst not my preference, it's fine. Oh, that painting again. That's... I'm getting some really bad luck with that painting in particular today, like... there's not too many paintings that I, like, full-on dislike in Minecraft. Like, I actually like most of them, I'd say, but the cowboy one, or whatever it's even supposed to be, is just... it's just so ugly, in my opinion. Do you guys have a favourite painting or least liked? Oh, come on! Or at least liked painting. Like, I know it's a 33% chance to get it, but still... it is funny how, especially like with the 1x1s as well, that your odds with the 1x1s, I don't know how many there are, so I don't know whether it's like 1 in 12 or whatever, but it is funny how often they do repeat themselves though. So like, so far with the rooms, I'm not certain if you've noticed, but and that room is just completely made, so now we can head on to the back. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but with the 1x2 paintings, we've only gotten 2 of them so far. We've not had Pinocchio yet. And we've had loads of those in the 1x2s or the 2x1s. I don't know how to classify them, but hopefully you guys know, understand what I'm saying regardless. Like, I call both the landscape and the portrait 2x1s, so I guess it can get confusing. Like, there we go. Like, we've still not had Pinocchio. That's crazy, right? And the amount of times we've had those 2 specifically. That's the first time we've had that, though, I think. I am excited to see which one we're going to get in here. It's actually insane. We might not see Pinocchio. I'm not clever enough to, like, calculate the odds of that not happening. That's the first time we've had that one, I think. But it's got to be pretty up there. First time we've had that one too, I think. See, we're starting to get a bit of variability with the 1x1s, but these landscapes. Again! We've only got one more chance. Right? Have we done? No, we've not done that room because the door's not open. See? It's crazy sometimes. Literally on the edge of my seat here. I can't wait to see. Is this the Pinocchio? Take your bets, guys. What do you think it's going to be? I think it's going to be Man in Black again. It's Cowboy! Of course it's Cowboy. That's insane. But that is every single one of the rooms completed with the third set of materials, ladies and gentlemen. Which means we can move on to our fourth, and I am happy to tell you, final set of materials. So, we start with the toilet here, flower pot next to it, 1, 2, 3 stairs, just like this, shower head, the shower panel, powder around the base, banner here, tripwire hook here, and that's all we have to do in every single room. And I don't know why, that is just so satisfying that with our final set of materials, like we don't have room for any more. We have we have just enough room to finish off these bathrooms. I find that very satisfying. I don't know why. I do know why, because it is satisfying. Perfect. Do you believe that that is all of them? I'm almost certain it is. Sometimes I get a little bit paranoid, like, was that the right? I'm almost certain that that was the last one. I'm going to find out later that it wasn't. And now, guys, this is the last room. This will be the rooms fully completed. I'm pretty happy about this. But I did just think about something else that I don't know if it would bother me or not, but I will highlight it to you because there we go. Look at that. Perfect. So that is all of the rooms complete, but should we label the rooms like, you know, at a hotel? I'm assuming motel as well. I've never been to a motel. I don't think that they're that prevalent over here in England. But do we label the rooms? Do we label every single one of the rooms, like 1, 2, 3, like maybe even like use a pale oak sign so it doesn't stand out as much? I don't know which I prefer. I might prefer the oak. Like if you wanted to make it a bit fancier, you could as well. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it does make sense, doesn't it? Like, to actually have these labeled. I also don't know if it makes sense to label them in the way that I am labeling them or not. Like, would that be 7 and 8? I don't even know. But I think to have them labeled, I don't think it makes sense to not. So, yeah, guys, that's it. With that final detail added, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our motel into our city. This is a bit of a tough one, ladies and gentlemen. Don't look over this way. Idea 1 is to extend that road this way and just place the motel somewhere in this area. I don't mind that idea because I want the motel to be kind of out of the city a little bit, and I want to pair it with a truck stop and maybe even a little service station of some sort. Not to mention the fact that this area of the city is going to be more modern, and the motel certainly sort of fits that bill with the style of building. My second idea is to clean this area up here, mainly just by moving the prison and the army base somewhere else, and then along this road we can place the motel, which is, very much on the outskirts of the city, and we could even then connect the road up into the modern part of the city. We could do it either there, or there is a connection point near the hotel that we already have. And this area would actually be a good candidate for a truck stop / motorway service center as well. Guys, I think we have our answer. Right, well, step 1 is to move these 2 builds. I do not want to forget about them, so I am just going to pop them into storage over here, also known as Purgatory, which has shrank considerably, ladies and gentlemen. This is the road that I think that we could extend out and down and around to there to join everything together. Just got to fix this road a little bit. This general area needs to be fixed, actually. I mean, look at this. I'm not going to be too specific with the placement. I would just like it to be in this general area. The proper placement of this and the surrounding area can only really be done in a city revamp video, which I would actually love to make on this part of the city specifically. I think that this is an excellent area for this build. What do you guys think? You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labeled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Minicity. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.